Welcome back. High school football started tonight. Well, in at least one of the states we cover, Idaho. We'll start in Coeur d'Alene with the Vikings hosting Rigby. Rigby only lost to CDA by 3 points last season, but they ended up not making the playoffs. This was the Colby Noseworthy show. He scored the first touchdown for the Vikings, and then look at that catch. Get up, dude. He hauls it in. CDA on the move. Later that drive, Noseworthy gets it done again in the end zone. 12-7 CDA. Fourth quarter, CDA had 2 touchdown leads on a couple of occasions, but Rigby came roaring back. Keegan Thompson, the quarterback keeper, all the way to the house. 31-26 CDA, still with the lead. Rigby got a stop on defense, then marched down to the CDA 10-yard line with a chance to take the lead, but we already told you. It was the Noseworthy show. He gets the interception. CDA seals the win 31-26. Our own Tom Sherry making an appearance in Post Falls tonight as they took on Sandpoint. Tom's tailgate was there. This game was a barn burner in the first half. Sandpoint quarterback Jackson Pettit tosses it to Elijah Larson. He strides it out from there. Post Falls up 28-21. Post Falls answers right back though. Derek Pierce to Thomas Hauser. He beats the coverage and just casually strolls into the end zone. Post Falls would end the first half up 35-28. They'd win it 49-28. Now to Idaho Falls. They were hosting Lewiston. Thanks to Lewiston High for these highlights. Lewiston scores early in the first quarter. Cash Lang hits Jared Granger for a nice gain. Bengals would score on the next play to go up 6-0. Later in the first half, Cruz Hepburn calls his own number, bullies his way in for the touchdown. It'd be 12-0 Lewiston at the break. To the third, Michael Bramlett shedding Idaho Falls tacklers like snakeskin. Lewiston wins easily 33-14. Lake City also in the Idaho Falls area against Madison. They did not have as great of a night as Lewiston. Here's the final touchdown of the game with 9 seconds to go. It came after Lake City fumbled while trying to kneel out the clock. At one point, the Timberwolves were up 13-0 in the third. They fall 21-19 to Madison. Back up our way where 2A Grangeville hosted 4A Moscow. Moscow quarterback Chad Redinger was a man on a mission this evening. He skies it to the 6'5" Ben Postel to get inside the Grangeville 10. And then he's just going to run it in himself. 7-0 Moscow. Then Redinger to Postal all again for a big gain. It sets up Moscow in Bulldog territory. Redinger just once again gonna run it in himself. 14-0 at this point. It's a revenge game win for the Bears. Moscow avenges last year's opening season loss to Grangeville with a 41-0 win. Another 2A team playing up a classification as St. Mary's took on 3A Kellogg. This was a defensive battle as the teams were scoreless through 3 quarters. However, that all changed in the fourth quarter when St. Mary's finally struck on this beautiful touchdown pass by Eli Gibson to Tristan Nelson, which gave St. Mary's a 6-0 lead. Kellogg attempted to answer, but this pass by Brandon Miller fell incomplete. They turned the ball over. After that, St. Mary's put the game away on this long touchdown run right up the gut by Gibson that gave the Lumberjacks a 14-0 lead. Last chance for Kellogg to put points on the board, but Miller under heavy pressure flings a pass. That's intercepted. Cooper Daniel with the interception. St. Mary's wins a hard-fought game 14-0. Kendrick looks to be the class of the 8-man ranks this year. They're returning every single player taken on Camas tonight. Alex Sneeve finds Talon Alexander open deep over the top for a score. We headed the second quarter. Sneeve once again finds Alexander wide open in the end zone. 42-6 Kendrick. Titus Oatman running with the ball until Matt Fletcher stops him right in his tracks with the big hit. Kendrick's defense was smothering the Cubs. Kendrick pressuring Camas again. Trent Taylor just has to chuck it up. It's picked off by who else? None other than Sneeve. Sneeve made plays on both sides of the ball all night long. Kendrick continues their regular season dominance with a 60-26 win over Camas. Finally, down in the 8-man D2 ranks, Mullen St. Regis Co-op hosting Clark Fork. The story of this game would be the Mullen rushing attack. In the first quarter, following a turnover, Sky Galloway takes the handoff, scampers for a long touchdown to put the Tigers on top 8-0 following the 2-point conversion. After a Clark Fork punt, Luke Trogdon takes this handoff and shows off some moves to make his way down the sideline and go all the way for the touchdown, 16-0 in the second quarter after a long drive. Trogdon takes the direct snap and punches this one from a yard out. This game was all Mullen as the Tigers took down Clark Fork 52-22.